Good evening, everybody, and thank you for waiting. Madam Clerk?
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, before we move on, we have a presentation from Hackensack University Medical Center. Doc, would you like to come up? That's fine, yes. And
Hi, so I'm Benjamin Zaber. I'm the EMS medical director for Hackensack. So, with the military experience in Iraq and Afghanistan, there's really good evidence that when people are wounded, there's certain things that really save lives, and one of them is tourniquets for people who are bleeding to death, whether for gunshot wounds or other trauma. And that lesson's come back to the civilian side. So we've been working with the Hackensack Police and other local agencies, and we're excited to distribute these tourniquets to our police partners. And these are devices that may save the life of an officer or allow an officer to save the life of another police officer or civilian. And I think it's a great thing that Dr. Licurdo and the other trauma surgeons, the emergency department, have come together with EMS and to partner with the police to potentially save lives in Hackensack. So we're very excited, and we brought some tourniquets to actually present here today.
we really appreciate that. And round of applause for these guys. That's great. Dr. Licurdo, when we were speaking before, just recently spoke of a motorcycle accident where a young man was involved, and thank God that there was a tourniquet on him, correct?
On Route 17, and I think a police officer applied it, and I know this patient would have done a lot worse. May have expired without it.
Right.
So it was quite something to see that these things in action. You don't see them used much, but when you need one, you do. And once in a while, you get those bad accidents or cuts and whatever. So they're really life-saving. And Hackensack has had a long relationship, the hospital with the town, the
Yep.
1800s. We were talking from the 1800s to now, supportive, collaborative, and we are bound together at the hip, and we'll do anything we can to help the city and to help the citizens of this great town. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
And on
you.
behalf of the city, the council, and the citizens, we thank you. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we won't need these, but it's great to have them. All right? Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, you want to give a quick demonstration? Got these on.
And so these are designed to either be put on another person, or if someone is wounded, you can put it on yourself one-handed.
You've got to move.
Doesn't it go around your neck? It's tightened until the bleeding stops. Locks into place. I want to tighten it all the way I'm shot.
Fantastic.
What is that?
Tourniquet stops the bleeding.
No, it's a great, like I said, it's something you hope you never need, but it certainly could save a life should you come across somebody that's injured and you need to stop that bleeding. So we really appreciate that. And, I'm sure the police department and the other agencies do also. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming. You know?
Thanks again. Moving forward, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the executive session in the regular meeting from April 18th, 2016. May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. And I also need the approval of the minutes for the special meeting of April 27th, 2016. Now, I was absent for the public session on that, and so was Mr. Battaglia, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Councilmember, I don't know if we're going to have enough then to vote.
And we may have to hold off till
Hold off
Dave's
on
here.
that.
Yeah, we'll have to hold.
Let's
for
hold
that.
off on that one. Okay, city managers report.
First of all, the officer that was present at the tourniquet presentation is Captain Frank Aquila, who is with us tonight. He will take over as officer in charge of the police department. So welcome, Frank. We've had numerous meetings already, and you do have a new organizational chart of the police department at your spots, which is a result of a collaborative effort with my office. This is also, if people have been reading the news, our police director, Michael Mordaga, has left the city. He has retired from his position as police director. A lot of questions. He has left for family personal reasons, which I fully respect and understand. He was originally supposed to be here a year to help the city reorganize under the previous administration. He was then carried on for another couple of years under this administration. And he was planning on leaving at the end of last year, beginning of 16. Some issues came up, and I asked him to stay on longer. And at the beginning of the year, you saw a lot of restructuring of the police department, and Captain Aquila is part of that reorganization. And we have the players in place, as the commitment of the council was to continue to restructure and rebuild the police department. And we are, again, on our way to doing that. So that would end that portion of my report. Thank you, Frank. You can go home to
Thank
your
you, Cap.
young son.
Congratulations.
Thank you, congrats.
The other good news is the bond anticipation note sale, and we do this on a yearly basis. We obviously put it out to bid. Our price that was given to us, or the awarding of the net interest rate, was offered by TD Bank, and it was 0.85%, which is lower than last year's rate. So this is an excellent rate for the short-term notes, which is 1 year. It is even in the current structure of lending institutions. Actually, interest rates have been going up. Ours actually went down slightly. So this shows that our credit rating is improving, and the financial institutions understand that Hackensack has good finances at this time. So kudos to the city, and particularly the finance staff, and of course the council, passing budgets that make sense. The second or third item on my manager's report is Slam Dunk and Junk. That took place on April 30th. That was an excellent day for those who participated. Thank you. I see Al there. I know Al and his daughter were there, along with a lot of other people. There were over 80 people at this event that went around the city to different locations. They picked up garbage in our city, and it's a great program. It brings people together. It teaches children about what the costs are of people throwing garbage out of their car, because they have to pick it up. So a lot of our youth were involved in that, different church groups, different Boy Scout groups, Girl Scout groups. So thank you to all those that participated. Open Swim Night, which is a program with the Board of Education. That program is going well. thanks to cooperation between the school board and the council. The signups are again online, hackensack.org. I think we had over 200 people at the last swim, so it is definitely a community benefit for that program. Also, the next item, the schedule for Movies Under the Stars, it's starting on May the 19th at the Atlantic Street Park. This is a result of the Cultural and Performing Arts Committee, along with Greg Leosi, the director. They have a series of movies and other events, so please go to our website and check that out. It's hackensack.org. The Earthquake Relief Drive at City Hall and at St. Anthony's is completed today, and there was an overwhelming outpouring of a lot of gifts from a lot of people for the victims of Ecuador. They are actually, no, they should be done. They were packing up the last of the materials will be put into a shipping container and then shipped off to Ecuador. So thank you to all the people in the area and for the Hackensack volunteers and Mayor LaBrosse and Councilman Leo Battaglia, who really led the charge from the city's perspective. Again, I'd like to thank the hospital for their partnership and donating the tourniquets. That partnership continues to grow and in a positive way. Mayor, that concludes the city manager's report of May the 3rd, 2016.
Thank you. Moving forward, Resolution 177-16.
A resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 18-2016, an ordinance to amend ordinance 10-2016, which amends Part 2 entitled General Legislation, Chapter 170 entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code to amend Section 49.2 entitled Parking for the Handicapped. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion to open to the public, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody from the public who'd like to speak on this ordinance, and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 18-2016 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 178-16.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 19-2016, an ordinance authorizing a 5-year tax exemption pursuant to NJSA 40A:21-1 et sec and section 153-6 et sec of the Code of the City of Hackensack for the property designated as Block 303, Lot 7 on the city's official tax map, more commonly known as 161-163 Main Street. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion to open to the public, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody from the public who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing none, motion to close.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey An ordinance number 19-2016 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 179-16.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 20-2016, an ordinance to amend Part 2 entitled General Legislation, Chapter 170, entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code, to amend Section 49.2 entitled Parking for the Handicapped.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 20-2016 is introduced, does now pass on first reading, and the said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on May 17th, 2016 at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 180-16.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 21-2016, an ordinance to amend Chapter 49 of the revised general ordinances of the City of Hackensack entitled Alcoholic Beverages, to amend Article 1 entitled Licensing and Regulation.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 21-2016 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on May 17th, 2016, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 181-16.
This is a resolution for introduction of ordinance number 22-2016, a bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of riparian rights by and in the city of Hackensack in the county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, appropriating $1,650,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,570,000 of bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
A motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance number 22-2016 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on May 17th, 2016, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 182-16.
This is a resolution awarding the bid contract for roof repairs for city buildings.
A motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 183-16.
This is a resolution authorizing the rejection of bids for solid waste disposal.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 184-16.
The resolution authorizing the award of bid contract for snow plowing and removal operations.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 185-16.
This is a resolution authorizing award of contract for engineering services related to the 2016 combined sewer permit monitoring.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 186-16.
The resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the New Jersey Naval Museum and Submarine Memorial Association.
Motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Member Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 187-16.
The resolution authorizing tax refunds.
Motion, please.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Payment of bills, Resolution 188-16.
The authorizing payment of bills. The current fund is $3,966,826.19. Grants are $200. Payroll is $1,636,139.08. Public parking system, $4,571.76. Capital is $848,793.41. Escrow is $42,825.62. Trust account is $111,676.86. Total expenditures, $6,611,032.92. Interfunds and transfers, $138,249.38. We need a motion.
Motion, please.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay. Consent agenda, please.
Okay, the consent agenda consists of Resolution 189-16 through 192-16. The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. The consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or additions. 189-16 is a resolution authorizing refund for Hackensack Rec Department. 190-16, a resolution designating Lisa Marie, I'm not quite sure on how to say her last name,
Shelley.
Chanelli, as recycling coordinator and authorizing submission of recycling tonnage grant application. 191-16 is a resolution accepting the transfer of title for a fire truck from the city of Garfield. And 192-16 is a resolution supporting click-it-or-ticket mobilization from May 25th through June 5th.
May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda as read, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Thank you. Motion to open to the public, please.
Offer. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, anybody from the public who'd like to speak, please come forward, give your name and address to the clerk. You will have 5 minutes. Thank you. No.
Richard Salkin, Hackensack, New Jersey. That's not fair. I want to talk about the Rotino settlements. And we're going back a little bit, but I missed a couple of meetings. See, the problem and that which drew attention was the way the resolution was structured. The $250,000, which of course is synonymous with your retention under your insurance policy. Later came to light that it was $525,000. At the vote, Mrs. Canestrino and John, you abstained. So the only people who voted on it were Mr. Battaglia, Mr. Sims, who's not here, and Ms. Keeling Geddes. So I have questions for Mr. Battaglia and Ms. Keeling Geddes in terms of why you voted for this, because the resolution says that you were settling a case which would charge the city with a violation of law against discrimination. Now, the complaint has actually 3 counts, One was a violation of the SEPA statute, conscientious employee whistleblower law. He didn't settle that portion of it. The other one was defamation, because there was allegation that Mrs. Canestrino called him a drug dealer. You didn't settle that part of it. You settled a discrimination charge, law against discrimination. And I never saw traction in that case because he was alleging that he had recommended a minority candidate for a municipal court judge, and you chose, I guess, Mr. Tagmorian. So I'd like to know why you paid $250,000 to Mr. Rottino out of city funds, Mr. Battaglia.
Well, I'm just going to, if I may, I know you're
Stop
asking
the
him.
clock, please.
Stop the clock.
The settlement, just to address the counts, and so the settlement was a global settlement of the entire litigation. It was, whatever parsing may have been contained in the complaint, the settlement was a total settlement. As you know, better than most, the city council is obligated to either approve or disapprove a settlement. The city council was acquainted with the total amount of the settlement, but the city itself was only participating to the first $250,000. There were other contributors to the settlement that brought it to the $525,000. And the settlement, in fact, had been effected last summer, before I was the city attorney. For some reason, there was a failure of communication that was discovered. And
Well, I understood that because there was no way the resolution was going to get on with you committing to a settlement unless the whole shooting match.
yeah, but I want to make it clear to those who aren't as knowledgeable as you that it is a global settlement of the entire litigation.
I don't doubt that, but I'm reading from the resolution that was prepared, whereas the plaintiff asserted various claims in the lawsuit for violations of the New Jersey law against discrimination during the time which the plaintiff was employed by the city. That's not a SEPA claim, and that's not a defamation claim. So, okay,
But as you know,
well, I did direct a question to Mr. Battaglia. Do you care to respond, Mr. Battaglia?
He will answer for me.
He's answering for you. That's why you voted for it? Because he didn't say why you voted for it.
well, I can say that, whoops, sorry. It was recommended, and in fact, for some reason the recommendation actually occurred last August, I believe. For some reason, it didn't make it to the council, and it was a business decision that was recommended to the city council.
Would you care to share thoughts, Ms. Keeling-Geddes?
Under the advisement of our city attorney,
I don't know, well, okay. I've heard there are cases they disregard that, but,
Well,
okay. Thank you.
you know how these things go, we need to settle things, and seems that the plaintiff was willing to settle, and we're willing to settle, and so
Okay.
we came to that decision.
Let me move on to slightly on the same case, but on June 26th of 2014, Mr. Carmignola advised Ms. Canestrino, the mayor, and Mr. Mordaga that you're going to have separate counsel, which meant there was a conflict, right? You were sued individually, so. And yet, from that point on, in July, in August, in October, in November, in March of this year, April, April, August, twice, November, December, January of this year, February, March, you participated in executive session. John, I don't know why you can't understand the concept of conflicts of interest, and you shouldn't be participating in confidential sessions when you're conflicted out. This keeps recurring, whether it's the hospital, whether it's the school board. You just don't grasp the concept of conflicts of interest. And I wish you'd spend some time with the city attorney, and for the last year, at least do it right. Any comment?
None, sir. No. I wasn't made aware that there was a conflict of interest, and I would again defer.
Wait, you had separate counsel, correct? And Mr. Carmignola explained why you needed separate counsel back in 2014.
It was never brought to my attention that I could not discuss this case or listen to
All
it.
right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Rich Serbo, Spring Valley Avenue, Hackensack. Just quickly, I want to comment on your program for garbage. Where's Albert Dibb had the kids picking up litter? Is that correct? Well, I pick up garbage every day in this town on the street.
I'll get you one of these.
No, I don't need one of those, okay? But I pick up garbage on the streets of Hackensack every day. So let's not make one day having the kids pick up garbage some special day, because it's every day, okay? And it's tragic. So send the kids to Spring Valley Avenue to pick up garbage every day. Half hour, okay? How about that? Okay, let's move on. I'm sorry to sound so emotional. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, so last week, Mr. Mangan got in on the grandstanding. I think he learned that from people in the room. You understand? So he said that, and he got printed in the newspaper for it. He said that cutting taxes would be reckless at this point, okay? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about the word reckless, okay? If cutting taxes is reckless, isn't giving 30-year tax abatements reckless, huh? How about spending $25 million on a couple of little projects when money's tight? Is that reckless? I think it is. How about literally reckless? We've got police speeding down roads and taking someone's life. How about that? Is that actually reckless? And Mangan has sort of the verve to say that cutting taxes is reckless. Cutting taxes is overdue, and it will bring a big jolt to this area, the city, and it'll be a good thing. So think about it. Okay, as for the word you used when our friends from the hospital were here, John said that thank you for your partnership with us. Now, I don't know if that's the right word.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
City manager said it.
You said it?
Either city manager or somebody at the podium said it.
No, it was you, John. You said that.
You're saying I said it, we'll go back to the videotape.
Yeah, well, we're going to play this little game again, okay, that you're going to go back to the videotape. But you said, yeah, we're so glad to have our partnership with you. We're glad for your partnership. So the city has a partnership with the hospital. Okay, it's fine. You have to get along with them. But it's just, it doesn't sound like the right word to use it. You have a partnership with them. How can we negotiate anything with them? How can we, I mean, think about it, John.
I'm thinking about it as you speak.
It's the wrong word, that's all.
Not at all.
I mean, if we have a partnership with them, isn't it kind of maybe going to lean toward leniency on their taxes?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
It's your monotone answer
We have
again.
a partnership with the Board of Ed. We have a partnership with the hospital. We have a partnership with a lot of different agencies,
Okay.
the county.
Yeah, okay. I just question
have-
the word.
It means working together with people. It's partnership.
Okay.
We should work against people instead?
No.
I beg to differ.
But it sounded a little chummy, you know what I mean? It sounded, you know what I'm saying?
I got the inference, Rich. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. And the last thing is on these ordinances, when you go over them, these resolutions, I mean, look, the way you cut it off so quick is actually ridiculous. Can we just think it over like 5 seconds and then maybe get up to comment on it, or are you just going to cut it right off like that? And I wanted to say something about the ongoing abatements in the city for developers and, guys doing well already, okay? So, and lastly, I just wanted to mention that I'm looking forward to seeing what the abatement will be on Mr. Anderson's property. Is it his name Anderson? What's his name? Eric Anderson? How about the property there that's gonna double the amount of units there where the restaurant was? And so is he in line for a huge abatement, John? Is that coming?
There's a system in place, there's a schedule, and based on the size of a project, that pretty much kind of dictates what type of abatement would would be given.
It
can
dictates
change.
it? It
Doesn't
dictates
dictate, it puts it in a range. In other words, catalyst projects are available for 30-year projects. Smaller projects are, it
Okay,
it
so Eric
ranges.
Anderson's property there that was part of the restaurant on the corner.
Right.
You know, it's going to double the amount of units there. Oh, wow, it's going to have all kinds of commercial, space downstairs. How wonderful. But what's the tax abatement there? Do you know?
Haven't gotten to that point yet.
But it's going to
Hasn't come in
get-
front of us.
But it will be.
I'm sure if he was declared an area needed redevelopment,
Right.
he's looking
Now-
for a pilot.
Now, was
Absolutely.
that cleared there after that fire, that there was no hanky-panky there? Was that just, Mr. Trost? Was that,
It's Hanky, what do you mean by?
well, I mean, was it a legitimate
Your
fire?
is his time
I mean, Okay. I mean,
I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry, Rich, your time is up. Regina's waiting. Thank you.
Regina DePasqua, Parker Avenue.
Now it's worse.
Just to pick up on that whole pilot issue, because he's in the rehab zone, even though he had a fire and had insurance and had, could get some money back from it, he can get a tax break too because he's in the rehab zone, and anybody not in the rehab zone cannot. Last meeting, the special meeting at the end or during it, a resident was asking about the personnel matters. Mr. Trost, I have to say, I was extremely disappointed when you just basically yelled at this person that it was none of their business. I did explain it to this person, how you have to have permission, you can't say it, and I'm sorry, you really lost your temper with him on it, and not everybody understands everything all the time, so you might have to say it to some people again and again and again, sometimes to me too. It just what your job is. Okay, so I was extremely disappointed in the way you yelled at a resident with that. I'm also disappointed because I asked you, we have a plan as far as, the police director was leaving, and you said, yes, we have a plan. Well, come to find out the plan is to essentially do nothing. That's the plan, because we already had the captains coming up, and we're not going to have a police director or anybody overseeing it, which Mrs. Canestrino and Mr. LaBrosse, you guys fought for before you were elected to have somebody in that position, and now not going to have it. And we're going to have rotating officer in charge, which, once again, most of you up there did not like the rotating mayor, and a mayor is essentially a figurehead position. So now we're going to have a rotating officer in charge of our police department, which is not a figurehead position, which is a real position, which matters. It matters to the residents, it matters to the police department, it matters. And I think having a rotating is a big mistake without anybody above them. If you have rotating and somebody and a check and balance above it, that's a different story. Now I read in the paper that the officer in charge is going to answer to Mr. Trost and Mr. Cumberbatch, who suddenly have all this free time because that was a full-time job that the police director did. And now, two people with full-time jobs, time and a half jobs, I think, personnel and city manager, are now going to have the time to do that. It makes absolutely no sense to me. None. I think it's short-sighted. You're putting a Band-Aid on it right now, and I don't think it's good for public safety. Bottom line, public safety. And that's what that's about. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. As far as taxes, you know what? We might actually see some relief because I think the school taxes, based on the formula, they might be going down, while city and county went up. But I think the school might be going down more than city and county went up. That would be a nice thing. I had asked you before about signing of contracts. Nobody seemed to have an answer, and you went ahead the way. Does anybody have that statute doesn't apply?
If you ask me, I agree with you.
Then why did it go like this?
I was not aware
It's a memorandum of understanding.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
and
no,
that's
the
different than a contract.
The contract.
Contracts, my understanding is the contracts are supposed to be signed by the mayor and attested by the city clerk.
Then why did those resolutions go through?
Those aren't contracts, are they?
Yes, they are.
No.
182, 184, 186, I believe.
That was one.
Those were resolutions approving contracts, were they not?
City manager is hereby authorized to sign the contract.
Well, I agree that the
City manager
mayor
is
should
hereby
be,
authorized to sign
I
the
heard you,
contract.
I'm saying that I agree with you, okay?
Then those resolutions shouldn't have gone through.
Maybe they have to be done again.
I think they do. You can amend it now. Yeah, I guess so. 182, 184, 180, wait, 182, I have.
186.
186.
184.
85, nope,
No,
85, 84, and 82.
Okay, I recommend to the council that they reconsider those resolutions and someone make a motion to amend them to provide for the mayor,
My 5 minutes is up.
to sign. And it is the mayor's position, the mayor should be signing contracts on behalf of the city and attested by the clerk. So Madam Clerk, once the public has finished speaking, and if the council adopts my advice, then we could revisit those resolutions.
Mr. Williams?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. My question is addressed to you and the council here. Is it illegal to have tinted windows in the state of New Jersey on a car?
Officers, I believe it's illegal in New Jersey for the driver's window and the front passenger window and the windshield to be tinted. Is that, that's my understanding.
Yeah, the reason I asked for that, with you, Mr. Battaglia, you think in terms of the police officer, you said earlier about parking commercial vehicles in the street, people doing work. From my side of the street, from where I'm known, that's kind of dangerous. When an officer stops somebody, in the early years, they required you to have a 12-inch window in the back of a van. So as the officer approached the van, he could look to the right and see what was going on. But now you're saying that it's okay to park a van in the yard. But the officer shouldn't be surprised. He should know what's in that van and who's in that van. But yet and still you say park a van on the street or in the yard.
No, not in the street.
Okay, in the
Just
yard.
on your private property.
Okay, on your private property. People's not doing
We
now.
haven't said anything. This is up for discussion, Mr.
Okay, so but I'm just saying, think about it. When an officer walks up there, he don't know what he's walking into, and the van is
The
closed.
ordinance with the windows, I believe, I'm not sure is still in effect or not.
But you still, when you walk up to a van, an officer walking up to a van, he don't know what, when he's up to the driver's side, anybody can come out to the back of the van, or he could see who's in the van, or can say to everybody, step out of the van before he approaches. And you saying earlier, that's
What
why
are
I
you
say
gonna
to
do?
you.
Just stop a commercial van?
So
Excuse me?
What
Have to
happened if
eliminate
the
in
police
order-
officer stop a commercial van?
That's what I'm talking about, commercial. van.
in order for that to happen, Mr. Williams, we'd have to eliminate commercial vans off the road completely.
No,
Because-
sir, only in driveways, sir. That's why I said to you, Mr. Mayor, I don't know where you be walking in that, but I've been into this situation. I had a 45
So
put on me.
have I. I paid to this city because I
Have
had
you
my
ever
own
had a
business for years and had a
45 point
van
at
in my
your
driveway
face?
and used to get tickets
Have
all
you
the
ever
time.
had a 45 point at your face?
I have.
You have?
Yes, I have.
It's not a good feeling, is it, sir?
No, it's not.
And if the officer's there, I don't think that's a good feeling. I think he should have all kind of safeguards. And when you parking, especially now with people are shooting people away, they're not like it was when I was out there. They're coming out with all kind of firepower. Surprise is the element half the battle. I'm just thinking in terms of, and I keep saying things, Mr. Mayor, that maybe you don't know about it. I've experienced them. I was out here when Nicky Barnes was out here. You weren't. So I know what could happen. I've been there with a situation, walking with a guy, they walk up and shoot him. I've been there, sir. You haven't. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, please.
What happened if you stop a commercial van in the middle of the road? What are you gonna do?
Whatever, I didn't see you coming before. Good evening, Kathleen Salvo, Hackensack. The repairs, replacement to certain city hall buildings, would that be this one?
You're absolutely
Yes,
correct.
about time, yes. What other ones? The police station next door?
It encompasses a lot of the building, yes.
I'm asking you which others?
This complex, for the
whole
majority,
complex,
the
this-
majority of the complex.
Right here, no other location than the,
That's correct.
The
It's-
Civic Center?
There actually may be a portion of the
police department, civic center?
DPW building that needs to be
Oh,
sealed.
DPW, that way,
Yes.
at an area, okay, about time, good. I agree with Regina about the restructuring of the police department. Michael did a good job in putting us on track, and rotating is not, it's not the stability. It's like substitute teaching.
We're not rotating.
Rotating, it was in the paper, you can rotate the captains.
So if they said
The report.
I had 10 arms, would I have 10 arms? I mean, the
I mean,
paper
it's not true, I'm
misquoted
sorry,
something.
just what I read, it's not true, I'm sorry, is that not?
Captain Aquila
Can
is
you please
the
explain that,
officer in charge.
Okay.
I just appointed him last Friday.
Wait, we
No
just heard that.
musical chairs.
He is in there until I make a decision if there's someone else that should replace him.
So now you're gonna micromanage the police department like you micromanage the
Absolutely
building
not.
department? That,
Absolutely not. I have.
how many
I
hats do you
I-
have?
I'll explain this in the comments.
All right, because this is not what we need, and like we said, we wanted, Mr. Canestrino stood up here month after month asking for a police director. And we
Right.
wanted a police director
Right.
above the men that we have here.
How
and
long ago was that?
That worked. All right, well, it wasn't explained in the newspaper that way. Again, and then what is the reappointment of the person in charge of recycles? What's her
That
position?
has to be done on a yearly basis.
So, did we do anything? We haven't improved any recycling. What's the job description? Just a name only?
No, the person worked.
It's required, I know, but aren't we using her to do anything other
Yes,
than?
yes, we do.
The name? I haven't seen any improvements in that. And this is, people, this is May. Our second collection is this week? Do we have to be,
June 1st.
Second collection of what?
garbage,
For garbage.
this is May.
This will be announced at the next meeting, exactly when it'll
So it's
start.
not this week? May, you said May, this is May, this is already, we're into May.
I believe the.
It's supposed to be May.
I believe it's June.
No, it's always May. It was May last year, it was May this year, all right? It should be this week,
It'll be
Memorial Day.
after Memorial Day.
after Memorial Day? I'm pretty sure it was May last week. I have a question for our attorney tonight. The property on the corner of Bridge Street and Main Street, that is the fence, the wall that is on city property, if that wall would have fallen and hurt somebody, because we're very lucky that it didn't fall on somebody, it just fell, would the city be responsible because it's on city property?
The law says that the abutting, in commercial district, abutting property owner is responsible for the maintenance of the sidewalk. Now, I'm not going to tell you that most plaintiffs' attorneys sue everybody, and many times in this case, we have cases that are brought against the city and a multitude of other defendants because they're not sure who they can sue and who they shouldn't sue. And what we do in that case, once we've ascertained where the location of the event was, we ask the plaintiff's attorney to take a voluntary dismissal without prejudice.
But it's a known fact that this fence is on city property.
I just
so-
answered your question that the abutting property owner in commercial district is responsible. Okay, so the abutting property owner would have to ultimately defend and deal with the litigation.
But he would say that the city allowed me to put it on their property, so wouldn't the,
He's still responsible. That's
so
the
you're
law.
saying he's responsible,
Yeah.
not the city,
Not-
because they're
not the
allowing him to
city,
do
I
it?
mean, again.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody that we had 3 more demolitions and nobody has anything on city property. This was just a favor that was done to that. And I also agree that he should not get any abatements because the insurance money is paying for this. This was a fire, and the insurance money is going to cover it. So we don't need to give him any more perks. I mean, you have given him enough of perks. We still didn't get the lights back, and he's still on city property. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please.
Christopher Coley, Hackensack, New Jersey.
Sir, how are you?
How are you all?
Good.
Now, I see they're doing some wonderful work repaving the roads.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering why we, at the city, does not spend any extra money in our budgets to replace the crumbling and broken curbs. Other towns, when they pave a street, they do the entire curbing. We do not. And the road looks beautiful and all the curbs are broken. Next one on is, so far I've been talking to some people, the minimum for a brand new school to be built today is anywhere starting at $50 million and up. Now, I understand the debt service of the $23 million, you slid it from left to right and right to left, and if we didn't spend it, we would have $25 million in reserve that could be used to be put towards a school that everybody here tells me is a necessity. The soccer dome is not, and the rebuilding of the new NBA garden basketball ring is unnecessary too at this time, and so is Main Street. Another question I have is, who will train the police in using those tourniquets? When I worked for the city, I had tourniquets taken out of the first aid kits for the school, for the pools, because if you're not properly trained and you improperly apply that tourniquet, you can cause more damage than not putting the tourniquet on at all. Another one I read in today's paper or yesterday's paper, a town in northern Bergen County spent $13 million to renovate an entire park, and as a kicker, also included 100 parking spaces. We, on the other hand, are spending millions of dollars to renovate up a basketball area, a soccer dome, and we're not putting in one single parking space at all, except increase the usages of the park and no parking at all, or bathroom facilities that'll be available or opened to the public. Because they are, you remember, John, when your son played junior JV, kids used to pee along the fence because they never opened up the new bathrooms. So I don't see where this is going to improve at the other two locations. And the last one I had was, I think it was a great thing that we did for Ecuador in their earthquake. Right now, Texas is being ravished. They've been ravished now for 2 weeks, if not longer. Maybe we should have done a collection for those people first and then worry about Ecuador second. They can use clothes, they can use food, they need housing, they need our help. I think as Americans we should help ourselves first and then worry about other people in other countries second. And not to even mention Texas and all those people that are getting beat up every single day. I don't think that was correct. Thank you.
No good deed goes unpunished.
No.
Paul,
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
good evening.
I'm here to bring, or to ask for good news instead of all the bad news. The good news I know is that you're paving the streets and they look terrific. I think that it's so nice to be able to go down a street and not have to have any bumps. But I'm going to bring up what I brought up last time, and that's the crazies who are out there speeding away. I really think that something has to be done to slow them down. I'm on Broadway. My name is Paul in Calcaterra, for the record, by the way, and I live on Broadway. And so we're getting people who want to do 80 or 90 miles an hour. Now, I know the city doesn't want to put speed bumps. I've asked that before, and they said, well, it's a problem sometimes with the winter. How about if we put a speed bump that's rubber on a temporary basis? You try things sometimes temporarily. If it doesn't work, okay, let's try something else. But I really do think the city should institute some kind of program where they slow these people down. We live in an area where everybody's in a hurry all the time. Yesterday, I'm going up Main Street between 25 and 30 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, this guy on my left-hand side's got to be doing at least 40, 45 miles an hour. I look, what do you think he has? New York plates. Okay, so something needs to be done. Somebody has to be, the record has to show that they're either being punished or they're being shown that this is not the right behavior. Inappropriate behavior that needs to be looked at and rectified. We live in an area where people just don't care anymore, and I really think that if the police department had gotten a commission, so okay, we're going to give out more tickets. Don't go to Hackensack. They're going to give you a ticket if you speed. Uh-oh. There are other towns who do enforce the law. So I'm asking that, maybe you look at that carefully. I'm not sure from a legal point of view, but I would really like to say if the police department got a commission on every ticket, okay, but they'd get a little bit of money. The city would get a lot of money. And we would smile at those people who are getting tickets. Mr. Carver, I'm sure you're agreeing with me.
I gotta laugh at that one. That's pretty good, though. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you again to please take a look at maybe putting speed bumps in an area where the traffic flow is great. Maybe we could slow these people down. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Next, please.
Good evening, Paul Nichols, NICKELS. How are you?
Hey, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Dude, I haven't heard anything in a while. Well, I haven't been here in a while either, but is there any update on any new police officers or a bunch of police officers being trained with the tasers, or is that through public safety in the county?
Go ahead, Dave.
The training is continuing. We have 40 tasers now, and the officers are going through rotating training. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And always, I don't hate anybody, so I'm glad Mr. Mordaga gets to retire and take care of his mom. I hope everything's well with him. I want that public. And this is a great month because this is Mental Health Awareness Month. So congratulations to Al Dib and the whole team for putting out those signs. You all seen them.
Yep.
But we need to definitely promote it. It was horrible starting this month off with the suicide behind whatever it was.
Boulder City.
Yeah,
Boulder City.
yeah. But we're going to.
That was the gentleman was from Palisades Park, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He happened to choose Hackensack.
Right. Yeah. So basically, we just need to keep promoting stigma-free and the mental health and addiction awareness. And as you know, on the 5th, Church on the Green is having their county executive is going to be giving the award to Pastor Don. Well, he'll be receiving the award for the historical and cultural preservation. So everybody's welcome to that. And then there's the 21st over at Van Soon Park. Hopefully our stigma-free committee and other people will be over there. You can go over there for the Mental Health Awareness Day at the park. Everything's free. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Ms. Davis, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Carolyn Davis. I just have a question. Haven't been down there in a while. I don't know if it's the same. It's really for people who go to the court. I don't know what under jurisdiction it would be. When people go to the courts, I think it's on Wednesdays. Now they are not allowed to park out here behind the police department anymore. They have to park in the municipal parking lot when now there are meters. My question is this: they're caught between a rock and a hard place. Because anybody who's been there, know you can sit there for hours before you're called. So if they sit there and happen to leave, and the judge calls their name to go check their car, now the judge thinks they're not there, and they get in trouble on that end. If they don't go out to check in their car to put another quarter in, okay, then they're going to get a ticket. So it's not, I don't know what can be done to make that better. Maybe the meters can be changed so they're longer, but I think it's kind of unfair because they really don't have a choice. And anybody who's been in Judge Denise's court, if you're not there when he calls his name, okay, it's a problem. So then if they do leave to go put a quarter in, don't put a quarter in, then they'll get a ticket. So I think that should be looked at so they're not penalized that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Dave, could you look into that? Because
Yes.
that is a concern. I agree with that.
Maybe they could even, get like a parking thing they could leave on their dashboard if they have a court
That they're
day.
in court?
Yeah, you know, like something that says for this
Honey,
day only,
Bobina.
and I have to print a piece of paper. Wait. No? To be in court?
Get close to the microphone.
Let's start over.
I didn't start it yet. Okay, I represent the Condo Co-op Advisory Board in Hackensack, and we would like to take the time right now to thank you guys really for your support for the toxic waste. Between you people and the petitions we had sent out to various buildings and banks and whatever, it worked for now, and we want to thank you for that. We also would like to thank John Seasley from the Bergen Record for his input on the article that he wrote about toxic waste and allowing the public to know that the hearing was canceled and why. And lastly, Mr. Roonan and I would like to thank Mr. Battaglia for taking us for a tour around the town. It was very informative, very exciting, meaning you found there was new going up, there was new coming up, there was old going to go out. And the town is really moving, and I really think that if there were more tours like that around the city with the public, I think they would get to understand more about the activity that's going on in the town itself, all kinds. It was amazing to me, and it really, really showed us a lot. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you state her name? Did she state her name? You did? I didn't hear it.
Honey.
Ani? Okay.
Next, please.
Evening, Mayor.
Evening.
How you doing?
I'm good. You?
I'm back.
How are you?
First, I want Regina's. I'm Jason Nunnemacher, Hackensack, New Jersey. How you doing, Judge?
Good to see you, Jason.
Always good to be seen.
Likewise.
First, I just want to take, on the superintendent's behalf, we cut taxes for the average homeowner by $214 under my presidential leadership. But, Mr. Trost, herein lies the confusion with your comments on the officer in charge. I'm referring to the April 28th Bergen Record. Trost said he plans to announce a new officer in charge in the next few days. He said he expects the rotation system to be in effect for some time. Quote, "That will be the current situation. When and if that will change, I'm confident that it won't. But if it needs to change, I will do what I have to do." End quote. So the confusion, I think, stems from your quote as to you being quoted that there will be a current rotation system. So if Mayor, if you could address that and clarify it during your comments, I think that would be appreciative, because that does not seem to be an organizational move we want to go down that road on. That being said, Ms. Geddes, I don't think I've seen you. Congratulations.
No, we haven't seen each other. Thank you.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well, thank you. Same to you.
Keeping these people in check. And I'll see some of you soon.
Thank you. Next, please. Next, please. I'm on the wait. I want to make sure Rich is, all right, he's looking. Motion to close to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Killen Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Before we close the meeting, I need to ask for a motion to reconsider resolutions 182-16, 184-16, 185-16. May I have a roll call, please?
I need a motion.
I'll
I
make
need
the
a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Oh, second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Killen Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. This motion is to amend resolutions 182-16, 184-16, 185-16 to provide that the mayor be authorized to sign on behalf of the city. Have a motion, please.
Offer.
Oh, second.
Roll call?
Hang on. You second?
Yes.
Okay. I was writing backwards. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino? Aye. Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes?
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus?
Aye. Now I need a motion to adopt resolutions 182-16, 184-16, 185-16 as amended.
Offer?
Can we do them together?
Yes.
Okay, hang on, I just need one more.
I'll
paper.
second.
Wait.
Give you a chance to catch up. Debbie
I
offered, I
offered.
seconded.
Okay.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino?
Aye.
Councilmember Sims is absent. Councilmember Keeling Geddes?
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus?
Aye. Okay. Leo?
First of all, I want to thank the residents of Hackensack, the county, and many people that come to the building department and made donations for the people in Ecuador. And thank you, John, that he spent the whole day helping to pack and get all the stuff ready for tomorrow. Finish that container and ship it to Ecuador. The splash pad is right now in construction and should be done maybe in a month. And the paving of the street continue. And just for information for Chris, the M&M building gonna add to whatever we got right now at least 30 parking spaces. They're gonna make a reconfiguration and they're gonna increase. And for the sport facility they got in the back, we're gonna get like maybe 150 parking spaces that they're gonna allow to use from the landlord that is in Temple Avenue. And the facility is gonna have bathrooms. And thank you for coming.
Thank you. Kathy?
Yes, I'd like to thank the Hackensack Medical Center for coming forward and offering tourniquets for our police department. I do think that we work as partners. We work as partners in making the city better, and we appreciate the things that they do to help us in that endeavor. I want to thank Mike Mordaga for his 3+ years here as police director. I know, he's put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and it wasn't always an easy job, but he did it so well. And he has the respect not only of the police department, but of the entire community. And we all wish him well and continued success in his career as he leaves our fine city. I'd like to also wish our new officer in charge well in his new role, and wish him every success. Our plan has always been, to try and answer some of the questions about police director, our plan has always been from day one to move towards having leadership of our police department from within the department. The police director position was always to help us restructure our police department, reinvigorate our police department, and identify key personnel that were in positions to take over that leadership role. That has always been the plan of this council, the way I understand it. So, no, Mr. Trost is not going to act as a police director. Mr. Cumberbatch is not going to act as a police director. Mr. Captain Aquila is the officer in charge, and he will lead the police department. He will report to the city manager, and he will report to the director of personnel as any other leader of the police department would. So I hope that clarifies some of the questions. As far as rotating, it is nothing that has been presented to me that this will be a rotating position, but of course, all personnel decisions are made by our city manager under our form of government. But it is my understanding, as the city manager has stated here tonight, that we are supporting Captain Aquila as officer in charge, and that's where we are today, and we wish him luck in his new role. We mentioned lots of activities here that happened. We also had Arbor Day. We planted a tree down by the Cultural Arts Center. It was kind of a day that wasn't a great day. Friday was, a little bit cold and rainy, so we didn't have a great turnout. But we did have a bunch of seedlings. We had some spruce seedlings, and we actually had some nice, I forget the name of it. Dogwood. Dogwood trees, already starting to grow in pots. And I know there was many left over, so check on the website. I think DPW has them there, so if anyone's interested and we still have them, we'll post it on the website, what the hours are and when folks can come and pick those up. Taking a quick look through the agenda here, the docket here tonight, you see that we settled with the state on Lot C on the riparian rights, the Tidelands claims that they had. This is a good step in the right direction towards the city redeveloping that property. When the investigation was done, it was determined that there were tideland claims by the state on that property, so the city could not move forward with that until that was settled. So it has now been resolved. any monies or any debt incurred to pay the state will be repaid as a small portion of the funds when that property is sold. So just so everyone understands, we need to pay the state within a certain amount of time, and that's why we have to bond for that right now. But again, that will be incorporated when we do the sale of that property, and that's a good thing. Happy to hear from the condo board. For those of you that aren't familiar, they were planning to do cold sterilization of hazardous waste right on Prospect Avenue. And the community came together and has been fighting this now for over a year. Very happy to hear that the person that was seeking this has since withdrawn that application, so the city no longer has to worry about that, and it has finally been put to rest. And thank you to all of the citizens, residents that came out and supported that initiative. It shows that, working together does pay. Getting voices out and getting the community active does work. And this is another good proof positive that it did work. I think that's all I have in my notes, so thank everyone for coming tonight and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. Deb?
Next Monday, the second Monday of the month, we have the Cultural Arts Board meeting here at 7:30. You're all welcome to attend. And in light of the recent controversy with the appointment of the captains, I just wanted on record that I am asking our city manager to please make sure that every effort is made to make sure that all council members are fully updated on the city issues that we don't necessarily vote on, so that we never have another incident like that. I'm still getting, comments and calls and everything, and it personally has taken a toll on me. So I'm just asking that, I don't know if we can get more weekly updates or something like that, but if I just sometimes feel like I don't get enough information, and I'd appreciate it, Mr. Charles. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Last week, we lost a great public servant in Teaneck Mayor Lizette Parker, passed away unexpectedly. The few times I did deal with Mrs. Parker, she was a lovely lady. She cared about her community tremendously. She was a leader in her community. She was a leader. She worked for the county in social work. And, people like that are not easy to come by. And she will be missed. She was buried on Saturday. She leaves behind either a 2 or a 4-year-old daughter. It's a shame.
4-year-old.
She was 4 years old. She was only 44 herself?
44.
44 years old, so way, way too young. But she will be missed. Ecuador, I don't agree with you, Chris, only because as Americans, the state of Texas is dealing with Texas. I have my mother, my brother, and my sister in Texas, in South Texas, actually. And they've got it under control. Ecuador, on the other hand, doesn't have the infrastructure or the facilities or what's necessary to rebuild, much less even take care of themselves on a daily basis after something like that happens. You had a devastating earthquake that killed over 600 people. It struck at 7 o'clock on April 16th and just took out whole villages, a couple towns, and they really got hit hard. And why Ecuador? We had an earthquake in Japan the day before, but we have a Ecuadorian population is probably one of the largest populations in a city in this size in the state of New Jersey. We have a very large percentage of Ecuadorian people living here. I went to a mass at St. Anthony's Church. Father Loeffler was running. He has a lot of his people are from Ecuador, and the opportunity came up to help, and we said, sure, we'll help, and that's what we did. And along with the county, a couple of the churches, were able to probably fill up a tractor trailer, or if not more, with goods that they're going to use, medical supplies, water, food, dry goods, blankets, coats, kids' clothes, shoes, you name it. And people came from all over the county to bring stuff down, so it was a great success. Very glad the toxic waste issue is over. Something we didn't need in this town, but we sent a message to anybody who wants to do anything like that we will stand up against you and fight you. The tourniquets, again, it's a partnership, and we work together. They're helping our community by donating these tourniquets to our police department. As far as training goes, I'll leave that to Mr. Trost, but I'm sure there's not a lot of training involved with these. They're pretty self-explanatory. Saturday morning, early morning, I was over at a house on 3rd Avenue with a group called Together Bergen. 3rd Street. Where they were doing 2 houses in Hackensack on Saturday. They've done a tremendous amount of work on these houses to help the people living there. It's a great project. It's kind of like Habitat for Humanity type of thing. Painting, electrical work, doing carpentry work, people who don't have the means to get it done themselves. And it was a great morning, and they had a good turnout of about 20 volunteers, including union workers. It was nice to see that. From there, I went to the Cultural Arts Center, where we had Slam Dunk the Junk. We had 60, 70 kids there, along with adults who were spread out throughout the city. They do a great job. And you know what, Rich, it's not just about having kids pick up trash, it's about what they learn from picking up the trash and how important it is to keep a clean environment. About a dozen of them were lucky enough to go to Borg's Woods, which is near my house. But Borg's Woods is a gem in Hackensack, which a lot of people don't even know about. Borg's Woods is a 15, 16-acre tract of a beautiful canopy forest right in the middle of our Hackensack that has all different kinds of wildlife, all different kinds of trees, vegetation, has a vernal pond, which is wetlands in it. I recommend, it's now on Green Acres property, but it's right in the middle of our town. I recommend any time you get a chance to go back there, go check it out. The movies are coming May 19th. Summer concert series is following that, along with Shakespeare in the Park. What I recommend, as the city manager said, go to the website, www.hackensack.org, and all that information is on there. I'm going to reiterate what Kathy said. We have said for years we need to go to an OIC, an officer in charge. We knew, and I said very recently, probably the end of the year or beginning of the year, that Mike Mordaga's not going to be here forever. That wasn't the goal. And it's time the police department, and I've always said I believe more in a chief than a police director, but at the time with what was happening in the city, the last council appointed, and I was on that council, we needed a police director to try to straighten things out. Mike Mordaga, give the guy a ton of credit. I mean, he's going to be missed. He was a good friend, and he really cares about the city, and he's in touch with all of our citizens. He made himself available anytime you needed him, and I wish him luck on his retirement. And I want to congratulate Captain Aquila for being the officer in charge. And we're going to look into that parking for the courts. I want to thank the condo co-op board. And that's it. And I want to say thank you for coming and get home safe. Thank you. Motion to close.
Second. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Member Simmons is absent. Councilmember Keeling. Aye. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.